There are different rarities. We have our commons, which are represented in the gray background. Then we have our rares, which kind of have this blue background. The purple background is the epics. And then finally, we have our legendaries. Now, you should not worry about upgrading your commons or rare echoes, as they are fairly weak. And also, you get epics really quick in the game. I mean, you really don't have to play for that long and you'll already start unlocking your first epic echoes. Those are the ones that are worth going ahead and upgrading, as well as the legendaries. Now, legendaries are going to be a bit tougher, especially for free to play players to get. These are all like random drops, and you can get these in the Forbidden Forest and, you know, team exploration and stuff like that, where that's pretty much the heart and soul of the game is the Forbidden Forest, because that's how you get all of these different echoes and materials and such. Now, these ones, these echoes, you can get the same character but have different roles. So the roles are completely random. So what you want to do is you pretty much just want to keep doing the Forbidden Forest until you get a specific character that you want with really good initial roles. So those two cards should be cards that you are going to use in your deck. If they're not, then you're pretty much just going to use it as food to go ahead and upgrade a better one. The reason behind that is you don't want to waste a ton of gold. You don't want to waste a lot of resources. So let's say, for instance, we got this guy right here, and these two cards are cards that I actually want. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to upgrade them. We're going to click the little icon in the bottom. Now we have a bunch of different materials that we can use to upgrade them. Now, by default, the game is going to just start trying to use your echo crystals, which you actually don't want to use for upgrades. You want to use these to kind of switch out the cards or re-roll the cards to try and get better cards. So we're not going to use those. So you definitely want to just make sure you uncheck that and just kind of use like your commons and your rares to go ahead and upgrade it to the next level. But you want to do this slow. So we're going to go by like slow increments. Once we reach level 4, we get our first new reroll substat card. It's pretty much just like an RPG game, like one of those hero collecting RPG games where, let's say it's like Raid Shadow Legends and you have a piece of gear and you're re-rolling the gear substats. It's the same concept. You're re-rolling these card substats, these cards, to get better upgrades for them. So this one, we would go ahead and we would upgrade it only if we have two good ones. And then again, this one's going to be completely random. So it could be a good card, it could be a bad card. At that point, if it's a bad card that you're not going to use at all, it's typically best to just scrap this echo and just use it as food, and then just again move on to another one. Because you really don't want to upgrade it to the maximum level and then like you only have two good cards and then the next like 4 are crap. However, you could also gamble and just be like, all right, this is a crap card, but then your next 3 cards could be really good. So that's how the game really gets you to kind of spend money, and just it tries to trick you and trap you, because there's a lot of gambling and RNG involved in this. So what you want to do is, let's say you get a great third card, so then we'll take it up to the next one, which would be level 7, and then we get another random unlock, and then just so on and so forth until we have all of the cards randomly unlocked. Let's say out of the 6 cards, maybe you only get 1 or 2 bad cards. Like, that's okay. Now the echo has to be at max level. If it is not at max level, it's just going to show you the level up icon. Whereas you'll see if we take a look at the Harry Potter echo, this one has the conversion rate in the bottom right corner instead of the upgrade. So you have to max them first. If we click on that, we're taken to the conversion area, and this is just going to convert this specific card to a random spell card. And you'll see at the initial cost, it's very cheap. It's only 150 echo crystals and 15 gold. This is why you want to save your echo crystals, because in order to do an echo conversion, you can only use these echo crystals. Like, we can't use other echoes like we could to level up. So this is a very just trap in the game. They specifically put that trap in the game, and they have it set up by default that the game will just use your echo crystals. And if you're a brand new player or you just want to upgrade it immediately, you won't even pay attention to it, and then you just end up clicking it and you waste so many echo crystals. And then when you try and do one of these conversions, you have like none because you just burned them all upgrading it. So we would just go ahead and convert, and it'll do a random one, and it's cheap. Now, if you want to switch to another card, let's say, all right, we got the reroll that we wanted on this card, but this other one is really bad. We need to convert this other card. So we click on it. It's going to tell you that your switching bonus level cards will cost additional echo crystals. And once you do go ahead and switch to a different card, the price increases dramatically. I mean, insanely high. So you really don't want to have to do that too many times. I would say, depending on the rarity, if you get only like one bad card or maybe two bad cards, then you're pretty set. But you really just want to get as minimal as possible. So really, if you just get one bad card. Other thing we have is our echo grade at the top. We click on this, it just kind of gives you a power. It's the best way to put it is it's kind of like your echo power. It lets you know how strong this specific echo is. Additionally, also you will have a echo converter at the top right corner. I do not have the feature unlocked yet, but eventually you will get that icon that'll show up. And what it does is it actually lets you convert your echoes, let's say your commons or your rares, into those echo crystals. But that is it. I hope you guys and girls enjoyed the video. Stay happy, stay safe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.